Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Eric. Welcome back. So pretty much, I made a Tac Toe App. I got the code from Clever Programmer's YouTube channel. So it's a Tac Toe app, and that's pretty much what it does. It plays tic tac toe. So let me show you the code, and pretty much let me walk you through and show you what I'm learning. All right. So this is the code. I pull it up in my Atom. There it is. I made a actual project on this python.py file. Let me kind of walk you through some of the code, but let me do it in Replit so I can actually kind of play it. So real quick, I'll just walk you through the code. So pretty much how this code is pretty much written. It starts off with a game board, as you can see here. It kind of introduces a game board, which you can visually see. And then it kind of got some global variables here we're going to play with. And then we made some functions, like a play game function. And, it's inside the play game function is going to display the board while the game is still going. It's going to handle a turn. It's going to check if game over, and then it's going to flip player. So it's repeatedly doing those functions over and over again throughout the process of game. And it's kind of using if-else statements, hey, listen, if winner is equal to X or winner is equal to O, then you print that and tell them that they won. And pretty much using, recalling the list, because this is kind of used like as a placeholder. And then we're going to call pretty much, the position of that placeholder, which it starts with 0. So because it starts with 0, we're going to kind of have to, subtract a position as they enter it in. Like from right here, it starts off, choose a position 1 from 9, and they're going to choose a position 1 through 9. But the thing is, when you look at how, Python counts, it starts from 0. So it's 0, 1 through 8. So we kind of going to have to, do that. And how we did that with this code here is position. Pretty much turn the position to an integer and then subtract 1. So whatever they enter in, like say for example, right, if I run this game, it says choose a position 1 from 9. If I enter in 6, I really enter it in 5 because it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So, kind of evens out there. And the overall logic of the actual game, you got a function here, check if the game over, check for winner, check for tie. All these are functions. So let's go into one function. Let's check rows. Let's check and see if we got a winner on rows. So rows go straight across. So, pretty much row 1 equals board 1 is equal to board, board 1 is equal to board 0 is equal to board 2. And that equals this. So say for example, if I got this and it's equal to 0, 1, 2, then that means all of this is pretty much the same. So because all that is the same, then that pretty much means somebody's won. If it's equal to, if all that is equal, like say for example, so I can kind of let me do, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me go that, and then let me go 3, let me go that, and let me go 4. What happened? Didn't do it. Let me run it again. So let me go that. Okay, what happened? It's broken. Let me fix it. All right. Should be working now. All right, so if I start here, go here with X, go here with 0. Let me start again. I didn't mean to do that. So that, and then that, and then that, and then that. Then 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, go 3. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. Well, basically what I was trying to do, I'm trying to count it. I'm trying to get all of the actual game pieces, like say for example, if all this, let me give you a scenario. If all this was zeros, right? Trying to get a 0 straight across. I guess you just got to play the game. So I was trying to get 0 straight across. So if row 1 or row 2 or row 3, right? If row 1 is, is equal, they're all equal, right? And they're not equal to that, because if all that was equal to that, then that pretty much means the game is still going. So if there's not equal to that and they're all equal, like they're all equal 0, 0, 0, all equals x, 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 then that means we got a winner. So pretty much if row 1, right, game still going, that variable set to false because now the game is actually over. And then we're going to return row 1, we're going to return board 0. Why do we return board 0? Because we just have to pick one place value in the actually row to return the winner. So now it's going to, when you look at check rows, when you actually go and look where it is called the check row, let me see where it's at. But if you look at the check row, what is it going to return? Is it going to return an X or an O out of this function right here? So it's checking to see if we have a winner on the rows. So if we have a winner, it's going to return X, and then pretty much in another place in the code is going to print the winner. Okay. So we check columns is pretty much the same thing. Like say for example, if I got 0 or O, O, and an O, then that diagonal, excuse me, that's a column. I'm sorry. So if it checks 0, 0, or O, or X, 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 let's use X. If it checks X, X, X within the actual column, then that means somebody won, and it's not equal to a place value, which is like the little bar there, then that means somebody won. Then we want to return X, or we want to return O. So that's why it's return column 1, else return column 2, else return column 3, and it's going to give a place value somewhere within that row. So it's going to basically let us know X1 or O1. I hope that makes sense. It probably makes sense. I'm just not explaining it right. So the same thing with diagonal. So it's pretty much checking to see if somebody's won. All right. Also check and see if it's a tie, right? So we bring back the global variable game still going, which is defaultly set to true. Game still going true by default, right? So check and see if it's a tie. So if this is not in the board, then that means all of the place values is filled out and nobody won. We haven't got any 3 in a row horizontally, rows, columns, or diagonals, right? Then it's going to return false, and then a flip player. So if current player is equal to X, defaultly current player is set equal to X. So if current player is equal to X, if that's not going on, then current player is equal to O. If current player is not equal to O, then current player is equal to X, and then we do the function play game. So that's pretty much all this little Tac Toe app is pretty much made of. It's pretty much when you first start off, it has a place value, so you can see your game board, and then you just gets input from a user and pick a number 1 through 9, and based off of what you pick, that X or that O is going to correspondingly appear on the board, and then eventually if somebody gets it 3 in a row horizontally, rows, columns, or diagonal, then that pretty much is a winner. So that's the code, people, and that's all that's in my atom, and that's it. All right. Thanks. Talk to y'all later.